Vangme manasi pratisthita mano me vachi pratishthitam avir maidhi vedasamanishta sutang mima prahasir anena dite nahoratran sangdadhami ritam vadishyami satyang vadishyami tanmam avatu tad bhaktaram avatu avatu mam avatu bhaktaram. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. May my speech be fixed in my mind. May my mind be fixed in my speech. O self-luminous Brahman, be manifested to me. O mind and speech, may you bring me the meaning of the Vedas. May what I studied from the Vedas not leave me. I shall unite day and night through this study. I shall think the right, I shall speak the right. May Brahman protect me. May Brahman protect the teacher. May Brahman protect me and protect the teacher. Om, peace, peace, peace be unto us all. So today our topic is religion and spirituality. Religion and spirituality. Probably it has become a common thinking nowadays. Many people say that I am spiritual, but I am not religious. And that these two words have different implication in time, but in reality, religion is realization in that sense. What should be the difference between spirituality and religion? Normally, religion, as we understand in the language of Swami Vivekananda, is the manifestation of the divinity. Religion is to manifest the divinity in one's life. Religion is such which makes an animal a man and man God. That is called religion. Religion is total transformation of character. Religion is living the life of purity. Religion is experience. Simple thing, religion is realization, nothing less than that. And if we call spirituality from that perspective, what is spirituality? Spirituality be one with the spirit. Of course, not to mean spirit as the ghost, but spirit as the inner self. We use the two Sanskrit terms. One is called dharma, religion. Very, very difficult to explain the word dharma also. That is religion, dharma, and another is called spirituality, is called adhyatmikata or adhyatmik. One is dharma that holds, that makes one own, that holds us in our true spirit. And spirituality is related to or concerning about the Atman which is inside. So this actually, when this question comes, because whenever religion starts with some doctrines, dogmas, some types of rituals, some types of forms, some types of going to temple or going to church or going to take a dip in particular river or particular ceremony. These are related to the word doctrine, a religion sometime. And not that is the common explanation of religion also. Many intellectuals nowadays are talking about that Sri Ramakrishna said that he practiced all the religions. But it is not true. It was not true. Why not true? Because he was not initiated in the same way as a Christian will do by baptizing. He was not baptized, so how can he be religious? How can he practice the Christian religion? So he was not circumcised, so how can he be a practitioner of Islam? See, intellectual people are thinking in this line that this is the way religion means. That means forgetting the inner essence of that religion, going on to the ritual and externals of it, and if one does not do that, then he is not following that path of religion. But religion is the realization. If it is taken, then its perspective changes totally. So here is the question that organized religion, when it happens, this really all the religions we find, that all the religions behind that there is a beautiful exemplary life who have lived with God. We go to the Christianity, Christ is at the back of that religion. Where is realization, tangible experience of the divinity, and that spirituality incarnate, moving in human form. That is the religion. So if the core of religion is spirituality, and people cannot take that, for that reason certain doctrines or dogmas are instituted. And people following that dogmas and doctrines, forgetting the principle, they get involved into it. That's why we find that religion is, sometimes it's called belief. Religion is a belief system in some higher unseen controlling power, or maybe a personal God, or a system of worship and faith, or devoted fidelity. So that is the religion is meant in different ways. So belief in some higher unseen controlling power, yes, that is belief. Religion starts with that. Swami Vivekananda said, religion starts with fear. In the Stone Age, when human beings were living in the earth, facing so many challenges, so many fears from the thunderbolt, from rain, from storm, do not know how to save themselves from animals, this, that. So they believed in something higher power, and that is the way the religion started. Religion started with fear, but religion ends in freedom. So that is the Swami Vivekananda's idea. And even in our Mahanarayan Upanishad we find that dharmena papam apanudati. By dharma, one's pap means negative activity, sins, or what is unbecoming of that spiritual entity, which is destroyed. And dharme sarvam pratishthitam. And in everything in life manifests when one is established in dharma. Tasmad dharmam paramam vadanti. Therefore, dharma is expressed as the highest and highest tool to reach the highest. So these values have been given in the earlier days in the scriptures also. And dharma, we also are learned that without the foundation of dharma or dharmic background, spirituality cannot flourish. We cannot take the highest philosophy at the very beginning. That's why it is easy to grab the rituals or some doctrines, faith, belief system, this, that. That may be starting point, but that cannot be the end point. Starting point when we think religion is this, going to church, or religion is fasting for so many days. Oh, religion is, I am religious. Why? I don't take this fish on certain day. I am spiritual. I am religious. I fast these days. I am religious. No? So if we find that there is some significance and connection like that, and in the society that is accepted like that, people think I don't touch fish or I don't touch meat. I am spiritual. Even among the Hindus, those special days, they say, oh, I don't take this, today is a special day, I don't take onion, I don't take this. So this is also a starting point of religion. Or it may be some nishtha, there may be some good values also there. But spirituality is not with eating, not with taking deep in the Ganges, not with going to church, not going to doing your prostration this way, or kneeling down that way, or stretching your arms that way. This is a part of religious practice, but that is only some externals of religion. Swami Vivekananda has beautiful thoughts in different areas. He says that religion deals with the truths of the metaphysical worlds, and he brings it to make it scientific. He says, just as chemistry or other natural sciences deal with the truths of physical worlds. And he says, the book one must read to learn chemistry is the book of nature. The book from which to learn religion is your own mind and heart. Swamiji is taking it to a deeper understanding of religion. And he's giving the example, the science, your object is the external nature. And here is your internal nature. So religion deals with the internal nature and science deals with the external. So he continues, the sage is often ignorant of the physical science because he reads the wrong book. Because if you want to be scientist, so you should read outside. But he reads inside. So Swamiji said that the sage is often ignorant of the physical science. And the scientists, they are also too often ignorant of religion because he too reads the wrong book. He is reading the wrong book and the book is without. So these are the two descriptions that what is the subject and what is the subject of study. If you want to study science, then you study what is visible universe and try to understand its intricacies. You want to become spiritual, so study what is within and dive deep into it. It is not the ritual. Say again, it is coming from another perspective. Swamiji is putting it in a scientific way. If it is religion, then you should study your mind. What is going on internally and how you are victim of all these weaknesses. Lust, greed, temptation, or becoming a slave in the world for every tidbit thing in the world. How you can overcome that. So study that. Swamiji continues, in the church, religionists first learn a religion, then begin to practice it. They do not take experience as the basis of their being. This is the normal thing which happens with us who are religious. We go to a church, we go to a particular tradition, and Swamiji says that in the church, as we go, the religionist, what we learn? We learn from a religion. And what is the religion? You believe this, you do this, you don't do this, do's and don'ts and do's and don'ts. And then begins to practice those do's and don'ts. And they do not take experience as the basis of their being. At the very being, if you say, hey, you come to this religion, realize God. Then the hall will be free. Only a few people may be sitting there to listen to the next word. But if you say you come to religion, you are religious, okay, you fast today. Or you do this headstand, or you do this type of austerity or pose and posture, then you will find there are many to do something. So this is the not doing there, it is transforming. So Swamiji says that we go and then we begin to practice it, but do not take experience as the basis of their being. That any religion we go, as I have said, Christianity with Christ, Buddhism with Buddha, even Islam with Muhammad, any religion which has a dualistic foundation, even Vedantic foundation, we go for an ideal, Shankara, Advaita Vedanta, or in any Ramanuja or Madhva. There are exemplary life who have realized God and they have expressed in a different language. That's why the religion may differ. But when a person tries to be following a particular religion, God realization, straight, direct, does not appeal. Or it is not taught also. And if it is taught, probably, then these practices will be reduced. That's why Swami Vivekananda's famous quotation, and I think that solves the problem. It says that that each soul is potentially divine, and in that, when he continues, that by doctrines and dogmas, rituals and forms, temples or churches, these are all but secondary details. These are necessary at the beginning, as we need to learn alphabet. So we learn A with apple. And apple has a connection with A at the beginning of religion, beginning learning our alphabets. But what is the meaning with apple and A? It has no meaning. So that these things fall off, an essential thing comes out, the wisdom, the knowledge which we get after learning the alphabets. So Swamiji continues, the mystic starts out in search of truths. Mystics go straight to search the truth. And they say, experience it first. As Ramakrishna, you go to Ramakrishna, what he says? First realize God, and then you do whatever you like. See, who will do for whatever after realizing God? But he's a mystic, and mystic approach is that first realize God. He does not say, okay, first come for fasting. 10 days fasting, then you will get 1 inch of spiritual growth. And then 20 days fasting will 2 inches. It's not like that. He said, love God, see God, and if there is God, cry for God, weep for God. So this is the approach of the mystics, and they make the experience as its first and then formulates its creeds sometimes. Say, this Ramakrishna order was established by Ramakrishna. And Ramakrishna lived their life only. Finish. And then Swami Vivekananda, they also experienced that highest truth, Brahmananda, and all these great souls, and saturated their heart and soul with this experience of the ecstatic joy and bliss, and then made this organization. And this, what is the organization? And these, yes, there are some, after experience they made a formula. You want to be in this order, join. Okay, what is your rituals? Your ritual is try to Atmana Mukti Jagat Hita, for your own liberation and for the good of others. There is some ritual in it. But the foundation is that God realization, and then it is coming these rituals to practice. With that goal in life, as Sri Ramakrishna said, keep the Advaitic knowledge in your pocket, and then you do whatever you like. This Vedantic experience, God realization is the foundation. You are here, why? You are becoming a monk or nun, for what? Fundamentally for God realization, not for doing anything else. So this emphasis to realize the truth is real religion. But to reach that, it needs some certain practices, some congenial help because we are not tuned to that level of the truth as is experienced by the saints and sages. So, Swamiji concludes there, the church goes from the outside in, the mystic goes from inside out. It's very, very wonderful statement by Swamiji. That, the church goes, normal churches, anywhere we go, it says from the outside in. That means all these rituals and do and going on, then it will take us to in. Whereas the mystics, if you go to the mystics, you go to Ramana Maharshi and others and great spiritually living people, they will talk from inside out. First, go in as if you are establishing yourself there and then express yourself in your day-to-day action, those principles of the divinity which you are finding inside to outside. Swamiji continues, the secret of religion lies not in theories. Now, the religion, if it is religion that leads to the inward journey, if that is the truth, but it is not only theory, it should lead into some practice. That's why where you find that religion without practice, that becomes only doctrinal, it is dogmatic, it is fatal to the society. Without practice, only philosophical talk, it becomes intellectual jugglery in those people who follow that path. Or it becomes crude and rude, intolerant attitudes towards their other religions, other people, because it is without that inner touch, this external becomes the source of all evil. That's why Swamiji said that we want to lead mankind to the place where there is neither the Vedas, nor the Bible, nor the Quran. Yet this has to be done by harmonizing the Vedas, the Bible and the Quran. It's a beautiful word. So this religion, which are holding this type of philosophies, the churches or mosques or temples or wherever, but that is not the goal. We want to lead mankind to the place, to such a flight, where there is no more the doctrines and described in the Quran or Hindu scripture or in Bible. These are all to transcend them to a flight which is beyond all description. What a powerful word of Swami Vivekananda, that we want to lead the mankind. That is the power. It's not only he has done himself, he wants to lead the whole mankind to reach a point, go beyond so-called religious practices to that place where there is no practice, it is only realization. So there is neither the Vedas, there all experiences even is stop and no mute wonder. That's why it is called, there's perfect silence there. And to reach that place of eternal joy. But it is to be done, here's the point, it is to be done by harmonizing these different principles expressed in the different traditions, spiritual texts. That means it is a question of practice comes, and practice part is described in the religion. Swamiji is talking in the common basis of Hinduism in the lecture. He says, the mighty word that came out from the sky of spirituality in India was anubhuti, realization. What a beautiful word. That the mighty word that came out from the sky of spirituality in India was one word, anubhuti, experience, direct experience. And our scriptures talks about anubhuti. Anubhuti what? Sasamvedda. I am experiencing you. It is parasamvedda. Why? I am depending on my eyes, on my eyeglass, on my mind, on my understanding about right or wrong, whatever is in me. So these are the different levels through which it is getting polluted. But Anubhuti is that all this is all will be obliterated. And what will remain? Truth and live. That's why Sri Ramakrishna said that I see God more palpably than I see you. No? So here is the crowning glory of spirituality. Spirituality is Anubhuti, realization, experience. Experience without any media, without any barrier. Not even your mind. Mind should die. Not even your ego, pure ego. No, that should also die. Nothing will remain. Truth and truth alone. That is the spirituality. And to reach that spirituality, of course we need to practice certain things which will be congenial to go to that flight of unity with that divine which is within. So religion, Swamiji says, is to be realized. It is not learning some doctrine like parrot. Normally in religion, whenever we go and discuss with some other different religious people, they say, what is your faith? It is not a question of faith. I may have any faith. That does not mean it is true. Faith is too superficial. Truth is truth. That's why you don't say, what is faith? My faith is this. I think God is Saguna. Or I think that He has the characteristic of qualities without name and form. My faith, okay, what does it mean? I may describe the sun in any way I like from standing on the ground of the earth. Does it change anything in the sun, the real sun? So, but it is true, working faith is necessary to reach that goal. But what happens for normal religious people? Sectarianism and bigotry creeps up. My faith is my way, and my way is the only way, and that is the only way to reach God. See? Here comes the question. It is not a question of realization. Swamiji has discussed this point in Bhakti Yoga, in the chapter of chosen ideal, Ishtanishta. And there he said that Ishtanishta is very necessary. You want to realize God, you cannot nibble here and there, today this, tomorrow that, tomorrow that, tomorrow that. But you have to hold on to one. You like whatever you like. But you should have to respect others and leave it to everyone free. But you should be intense in that. That intensity of one-pointed love, that is called the Ishtanishta. Nishtha, that is necessary for one's practice. But it should not be fanatic. It becomes fanatic when we get stuck into the rituals and forms and doctrines only. Or my belief system, my belief versus your belief. And naturally there will become coming conflict into it. Swamiji said, religion is not like talking like parrot, but it is the realization. There is no salvation for man until he sees God, realizes his own soul. See, here you may call it God, whatever name you give, but only it is that it is salvation is there only until one sees God and realizes that God is who? His own soul. That is the non-differentiation from that divine and this. It is only that man who has realized God and seen Him is religious. See, Swamiji has defined directly that who you call religious. It is person, according to Swamiji, as Ramakrishna used to say the same way, it is the only that man who has realized God and seen Him is religious. We often mistake mere prattle for religious truths, mere intellectual perorations for great spiritual realization. Then comes sectarianism, then comes fight. So when we forget this search for the truth, that intensity, that spiritualizing the life. Spiritualizing means it will be the whole body, mind, it will be all soaked in God consciousness. That is called spirituality. Thinking of the divine day and night, in and out, it will make one totally saturated with that consciousness and blissful truth. And that search, that is called religion. But people spend most of the time what others are doing. Is it not? What I am doing is not important. What you are doing and what mistake you are doing. And I am responsible for your mistake to be corrected. And that's a great responsibility. God has come before me and given me the response. Hey, you take care of the world. I cannot take care. So that is the God-gifted blessings we thought. And as a result, see the world situation. It is becoming much worse every day. That because not focusing on your sadhana, your spirituality, your religious practices, intensify that and go down deep into your experience when you become perfectly spiritual. That is the sense in spirituality. Ask a man who wants to start a sectarian fight. Swamiji says, have you seen God? If you have not, what right you have to preach His name? Blind, leading the blind, and both falling into the ditch. That is the point he's asking. Those who engage themselves in correcting others only and taking the responsibility of the whole world. Even if you don't listen, I can go with a sword in hand and help you to be spiritual. So that is not the truth. Religion is simply diving deep and becoming a blessing to the world. Swamiji continues, I have quoted different places. In New York he spoke these words, beautiful words. The religion belongs to the supersensuous and not to the sense plane. But we all live in the sense plane. So what shall we do? That's why we have to follow the dictates of the scriptures. But we have to understand, religion belongs to the supersensuous. Means this limited eyes, this limited mind, this limited senses cannot take you there. You have to throw away these limited tools to be spiritual. And what is the question of using your time and energy in useless corrections and useless fight with other religions, other thought, others' ideas, others' faith? So that's why Sri Ramakrishna said, let everyone, Swamiji, another place he says, sectarianism is not, sect is not bad. Swamiji says sect is not bad. Let there be every one person have their own sect. But purpose of sectarianism is what? You believe in certain thing, you follow certain practices, go deep and realize and realize. Swamiji says that it is beyond all reasoning and it's not on the plane of intellect even. There are many people spend their time in intellectualism. Religion works in different levels. In the crudest level, it is fight with the fist, with sword. In the subtlest way, intellectual fight all the time. My point versus your point. And that is going on even for a long, long time in the history, from the beginning of the history, when Indian Vedantic analysis you go, Buddhism, Hinduism are fighting. But that is there are different types of fight. It is for understanding the truth. You can argue. You can put arguments, counter arguments to understand your point. But there is a point to defeat somebody by right or wrong means, by torturing the texts, as Swami Vivekananda said. That has taken a long time and it is going on till now. As I have quoted, the beautiful, intelligent people of the modern time, those who think they are called what they call? They call intelligent forum, no? Intelligent forum. Top intelligent people, they are talking. Ramakrishna has not practiced all the religions. Why? Intelligent people. They cannot think simple thing. Because he was not baptized. Because without baptism, how can he be a Christian? And how can he practice Christianity then? So he is not. But he saw Christ. What about that? Oh, that is not very important. He should be baptized first. So this is the way of thinking. How he can practice Islam? He has the vision of Muhammad, he says. But no, he is not following the rituals of a boy who is born in Islam religion. Oh, it is not done, so he is not. So, intellect is a very dangerous area. Sometimes it does not allow us simple thing to see. That's why in intellect also there should be purification, and that rituals or practices or religion should purify the intellect day by day. Then Swamiji's powerful words are this: religion, it is belong to the supersensuous, it is beyond all reasoning, and is not on the plane of intellect. Then he says, it is a vision, a plunge into the unknown. Beautiful words. A plunge into the unknown and the unknowable, and making the unknown and unknowable more than known and knowable. Plunge into that. That is called religion. Plunge into that unknown and unknowable, that God we talk about, that peace we talk about, that eternal blessedness we talk about. Plunge into it in such a way, then it becomes knowable, and unknown becomes knowable. Non-perceived becomes perceived more deeply, more closely. So this is the religion, real religion. But as he said, the organized religions, the flavor of deep spirituality sometimes get lost. In every religion you will find starting point, there are wonderful spiritual people who practiced and plunged into the sadhana, and they are mystics, they have their experiences. And that is the ground for which this tradition is continuing. But as time goes on, these rituals, this other secondary detail take the primary position. And as a result, when that becomes the primary, it is losing its flavor, spiritual flavor. So, plunging into God, which is the spirituality, to be God intoxicated and to be lost into that truth itself, that was the foundation, that is the spirituality, the core of the religion. And it only, ultimately, it gets ending in only the doctrine, dogma, and the rituals. And which form? Which form you take? You take a cross form, or you take a crescent moon, or you take a Makali form, or Durga form, or Shiva form, and then get into the struggle which form is correct form, and who is right and who is wrong. So, in sense, this every religion is leading, helping us to reach that flight of spirituality. That's why people get confused down, the younger people, when they come for religion and too much of that things. In Hinduism it happens, in Christianity it is happening. When they go to the temple, suppose Hindu temples, priests are chanting, as we also do during our puja time. I am chanting some mantra and throwing some flowers. You people are sitting and seeing what is going on. One day with reference you can say, ha ha ha, it is going on good. Second you say, what is going on? Why this throwing flower? Why this chanting mantra? Why this sprinkling like that? And putting some flower and throwing here? What is going on? So, unless it is understood that through the ritual to go to the inner core of the spirituality, if it is lost, then you will lose interest. As in the same, you go to the Christian mass, they will see people come and say the same way, big procession going on and pulling the incense and procession and kneeling down and breaking this, going on. What is the essence of it? The spirit of it. That's spiritual. To feel the spirit of it. So that is the thing which is to be. Religion is not bad. Religion only helps us to go. But if we get stuck into the external only and never think into the meaning, that's why we had a beautiful program here, and also it is going on in the what you call Gwyn Gibbard Center, and they are trying to understand. We are continuing in interfaith for a long time. My religion, your religion, what is your religion, what is your faith, my faith, this faith, that faith, going on a long time. Now they are going into deeper thing. They are saying decoding the Hindu rituals. What you are doing, this codified thing, what you decode, what does come? Why do you put the flower here? Why are you chanting this mantra? Why are you sprinkling water over it? Why are you saying this mantra, that mantra, here and there? What are you doing? You decode that, and then you find you are establishing yourself in the consciousness. And that consciousness is pervaded everywhere with you, everywhere outside. It is all divine, divinizing everything. Now soon they are getting, which day I forgot, decoding Islam in the Islamic Center. So some of them, Imam or somebody, will speak about the rituals and its significance, what is the background of it. We had once, we went to the Catholic Church where they explained all the details of the Mass, what is the significance of each step. So this is there. We have to probe through that steps and go to the core of religion, and that core of religion is the same for all different religions. So this is the important point, that spirituality and religion, they are not contradictory. Religion becomes contradictory when it gets stuck into the externals only and never wish to go inside the meaning of it and to be mystic, or mystic is a term, better to say to see or feel or experience the truth. And that is called God realization. And that with that God realization, all this conflict goes. And that's the purpose of life. That's the only purpose of life. In this life we are born, everyone, whatever religion people follow, whatever dogma, doctrine, discipline, we are all human beings. We all seek for joy. We are all seeking for peace and happiness. Where we can get it, and of that nature of perpetual happiness, that is to be sought for. And that is very important. And that is the spirituality. So apparently religion, people say, I don't like religion, but without religion we cannot move also. Without going to a school, you cannot transcend the school. So we have to enter into the school, but no one stays in the school forever. We do enter into the ritual, that is our problem. And we are so happy with that, we stay whole life like that. And Ramakrishna said that you go and you are taking every day Ganga one deep, well, good. Because when you take it deep in the Ganga, all the sins leave you. Because sin cannot stay with holy Ganga. But where they wait on the tree top. And as soon as you take it deep, the sins cannot touch you, but is waiting. And you come up, and it jumps upon you again. You are the same old guy. So that is the religion. But if it is a transformational thing, then day by day, inch by inch, a total transformation will come. And as I said before, and it is the idea, what we want to be, we were to raise our consciousness from one level to the other level. As I mentioned last night also in the question answer, that Swami Vivekananda answered the question of M, the writer of the Gospel. He said, what has happened? I have seen Ramakrishna, but what has happened to me? I have not attained anything. Then Ramakrishna, Swami Vivekananda told that you were a cow, means animal. You have become a man. You will be God. In one life it will happen. Transformation, inner transformation. What is, I am a cow? It is a very bad word. No. Yes, I am a cow means I am like an animal. Animal does what? Whole day eat the grass and things, and when gets a chance, chewing the cud. We collect all the worldly things whole day, and when we go to sleep, we chew those thoughts. And in dream, those thoughts come. In my sleep, that thought comes. In my worries, those things come. So again, next day start. What do we do? Again, collect all this garbage of the world. You sit before television, how many good things you get it. How much we have to absorb things here. And what it will go? Mind is certain thing, it will not allow you to get out of it. It holds it there. And it likes to ruminate over those thoughts. And we ought to get out of it. Then you have to, with much effort, we have to fight with the mind to bring them out again. So this is the thing. We are living like that, eating, sleeping, and living a life as if every day worries, anxieties, death, fear. What is the fear? You are divine. What is the fear? Why do you fear? No, what will happen this? Because I am living in the consciousness of the world which is every day changing, but I am happy with that. That is the animal life. Now one rises his consciousness. No, I am something else. There is that consciousness, that awareness. I will have to rise above. And thinking of the divine, following your own religious practice, move. You have become now a higher, is a human personality where you can think something else noble. And then move on till you reach the goal. Swamiji said, arise, awake, and stop not till the goal is reached. So we are doing well only to know this journey and not to avoid religion. Without religion, Swami Vivekananda says, what is this world? It's a dead world without religion. But religion with fanaticism and this, what is that religion? That is also not needed. But to be true religion, a true religious person in our personal life, and to keep the goal that we want to be spiritual means to feel the presence of God in every moment of my life, in every breath of my life, in every pores of my being. That is called spirituality. Okay, so we'll close with a chant. Om Tameva Mata So Pita Tvameva, Tvameva Bandhuscha, Shakha Tvameva, Tvameva Vidya, Dravinam Tvameva, Tvameva Sarvam, Mama Deva Deva. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Thou art our mother, my father, you are. Thou art my friend and my companion. Thou art my knowledge and my wealth. Thou art my all in all, O God of gods. Om peace, peace, peace be unto us all.